On my world, I was an anthropologist, a student of life. I want to continue my studies here to understand your world. With your help, I can do that. I simply want to be your car. Quote, Skids makes a proposal to Charlene. Donny Finkleberg tries to escape from Ravage and gets some help from Skids and a new friend. Before we dive in, a quick thank you to all subscribers and viewers. We've just launched channel membership. They're only $1 a month and help support more videos like this. As a member, you'll get access to a few exclusive videos, while 90% of everything from comics in action and billion action will always stay free for everyone to enjoy. If you like to support the channel and be part of our growing community, please consider joining for just $1 a month. Transformers Volume 1, Issue 20, Showdown. Ravage is hunting and tracking a scent. Ravage has found it. Ravage knows his prey is near. The prey is Donny Finkleberg. Donny Finkleberg is on the run from the Decepticons, and Ravage is hot on his trail. Stumbling across a temporarily vacant campsite, Donny steals some clothes and buries his old costume, then sets out to find the Autobots and alerts them to the recent activation of the Decepticon space bridge. He spots the damaged Skid stuck in a vehicle mode off the side of the road, but fails to recognize him, dismissing him as a wrecked car and passing him by. Not far behind him, Ravage follows Finkelberg's scent to the campsite and burns the area with flame breath, but he quickly realizes he has been briefly deceived by the abandoned robot master uniform. In a small town several miles away, Charlene, a cowgirl cashier at Wild Bill's Market, is given a lift by her co-worker Wendell, as her car has recently broken down. During the drive, she tells him she wants more adventure in her life and persuades him to pull over so they can explore an old trail. There they find Skids, whom Charlene thinks she could fix up to use as a replacement for her own car. Wendell, clearly smitten with Charlene, calls his mechanic cousin Bob, who tows Skids to his garage. Once repaired by Bob, Skids decides to continue hiding his true nature, choosing to be Charlene's car for a while, as it seems safer and more fun than returning to fight Decepticons. Charlene hops in and drives off, leaving Wendell with the bill. As she pulls out of Bob's garage, her new van catches the eye of the irate motorist Jack Dalrymple, who recognizes it from an earlier fender bender involving him and Skid. Jake gives chase, attempting to run Skids and Charlene off the road, but Skids takes over the driving, outmaneuvering Jake and leaving him with a windscreen covered in green paint. With Charlene panicking inside, Skids drives to the outskirts of town and reveals his true nature, transforming into a robot mode. Charlene nearly flees, but Skid explains, I wasn't built to be a hero. It's a hologram of Megatron, the most brutal, most cruel of all his people, the Decepticons. For millions of years, too many Autobots have died trying to save our planet, Cybertron, from this evil grasp. All have been consumed in an endless, senseless war. Even I almost died like a hero right before you found me. I have no desire to be a hero or to die on my word. I was an anthropologist, a student of life. I want to continue my studies here to understand your world. With your help, I can do that. I simply want to be your car. Later back in town, Donny Finkleberg overhears Jack Dalrymple in a diner ranting about the van, which he claims has a mind of its own. Charlene takes Skids to her house, decorated with Old West memorabilia. When Skids asks about it, she explains how it was a great time of adventure, and even though she didn't live then, she can still dream of it. Skid laments that all his dreams are memories of war, so the pair go out to create some new ones. Over the next few days, Charlene shows Skids much of the natural beauty of Earth, and the pair grow closer, with Charlene even brushing off invitations to spend time with Wendell in order to be with Skids. After returning home, Charlene washes and polishes Skid, which he enjoys very much, observing an ordinary Earth undergoing the same treatment, Skid notices that being washed and polished looked like a pleasant way to pass the day, foreshadowing the events of this issue. Putting two and two together, Donny sets out to look for the van and tracks it to Charlene's home, arriving just as the cowgirl is in the middle of giving Skids a wash, which they're both enjoying a little too much. No more said about this. Recognizing Skid at last, Donny tries to get the Autobot to return to the rest of the team, but Skid remains silent, pretending to be an ordinary car. Alas, his deception is undone when Ravage appears on the scene, having finally tracked Donny's scent. Charlene and Donny dive into Skids, who speeds off at top speed. The two humans argue, Donny putting himself on the back for finding Autobot, and Charlene pointing out that he only found Skids because of Ravage is trying to kill them. Rushing through the town and past Jake, who follows them, the trio heads to an abandoned mining town to battle their pursuer away from civilization. Arriving in town, the Autobot tells the humans to hide, but just after they leave, the pursuing Jake arrives and, still determined to get revenge, smashes Skids' windscreen with a tire iron. Rendered unconscious, Skids dreams that he must face Megatron in a showdown to save Charlene. Knowing he must save Charlene, but unwilling to fight, Skids is frozen with indecision and is blasted to pieces by Megatron. Back in reality, Charlene and Donny argue with Jake, but a renewed attack by Ravage scatters them. Before Ravage can finish off Skids, he is ran by Jake in his Lamborghini, giving the others enough time to bring the Autobot around. Skids says, "I'm sorry, Charlene. My fault. You died. It was only a dream." Charlene replies, "No, it's not, Skids. I'm right here, and I'm okay. Look at me. Skids, are you going to snap out of it, please?" Skids says, "Charlene, you're right. I must have been dreaming." Charlene warns Skids, "Be careful. Ravage is lurking around." Skids resolves to fight, and strengthened by his need to protect Charlene says, "Don't worry, Charlene. I might have failed you in my dreams, but in reality, it will be a different story." Ravage comes charging after Skids, knocking over a building. Skids hits the floor as Ravage moves to attack. Charlene screams, "Get up, Skids." Skids rises and uses part of the wall to protect himself as Ravage fires a beam straight from his mouth. Skids says, "This time I'm ready to counter your fire breath with a blast from my super cold liquid nitrogen rifle." Charlene finds a mine shaft hidden under the building and says, "Skids, try to get Ravage over the wreckage. I think I know how we can beat him." Skids tells Charlene to stay out of it as Ravage launches a missile which hits Skids, almost knocking him into the shaft. Skids says, "Sorry, Ravage, but there's still some spark left in this old wreck yet. I made it." Skids fights a desperate battle with Ravage, eventually tricking the Decepticon into falling down the abandoned mine shaft. Ravage howls in agony as he falls. With Ravage gone, Charlene tries to convince Skids to come back with her, but he says he's going with Donny back to the Autobot. He cannot avoid his responsibility, and staying would be living in a dream no matter how much he wants to. Charlene tells him she'll miss him, but he did better than the last car she loved when its transmission went. She junked it. Next, Transformers Volume 1, Issue 21, The Aerial Bots.